Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Workforce Wednesday with the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce Workforce Center's Best to Business virtual program series. I hope you all are staying safe and warm from this icy winter weather. My name is Harper Smith. I am the director of the Workforce Center Best to Business program and the manager at the Kentucky Chamber Workforce Center. I help direct this program, and we're excited to bring it to you all virtually through this crazy year. Before I introduce our speakers today, I wanted to thank our sponsors, the Kentucky Society for Human Resource Management and AT&T, who are both awesome partners of ours, and we are always excited to welcome their investment in helping us bring classrooms to careers. I also wanted to thank the entire team at Ulemi for their virtual event platform that helps us provide this to you all. So all of our resources are housed on our website as well as on our Facebook and YouTube channels. So if you're not able to tune in live with us today, they are housed there for sharing and watching again with your students and friends. And we are excited to welcome over 200 students who registered live with us on February 17th. But if you're watching later, hello to you all too, and we hope you all learned something new today. Today, we will be hearing from Susanna and Lance from Bacon Farmer Workman Engineering and Testing. Our team will be watching the chat for any questions, and I will direct those at the end for a Q&A portion. But without any further ado, I will kick it over to Susanna and Lance.
Good morning. I want to make sure everybody can hear me okay. My name is Lance Allison. I'm the Director of Business Development for Bacon Farmer Workman Engineering and Testing, as well as Markham Engineering. It's a mouthful to say, but today I'm going to kick it off by giving you just a little bit of overview on our companies, and then a little video, and then we'll turn it over to Susanna, who is the real expert here. So I am just the media guy. So if my screen is shared, we'll get started. As I said, we're Bacon Farmer Workman Engineering Testing, but we're actually three companies. BFW is our company that handles civil site development, transportation, geotechnical engineering. Markham Engineering does mechanical, electrical, plumbing. And then Markham Energy Management Solutions finds ways for you to save energy in order to fund your products, in order to save you money on your bills and that sort of thing. You can see our value statement and our mission statement here. Our mission statements provide professional engineering solutions to strengthen and grow our communities while exceeding our clients' expectations. That's very important for us here. There are many engineering firms, and engineers by trade are educated and have the same skill set for the most part across the board. But what we feel like separates our companies from other companies is our mission statement and our values. We have a company culture here that cultivates professional and personal growth, and that extends to the client experience as well. These are a few of the things that we feel help us become the best engineering firm in the universe. It's all about employee experience, customer engagement, culture, brand, and tools. You can't leave any one of those things out. We have 8 office locations. We're located in 4 different states. We're in Kentucky, Illinois, Missouri, and Tennessee. We've got over 125 or 120 employees. These are some of the states that we have done work in. This is the owners group for all 3 companies. Just a little bit about our firm capacity. These are licensed professionals here on the left, and then we have designers. And then we have support professionals such as myself, accounting, drill crew, that sort of thing. So it's a wide range of opportunities for students in the engineering field. A little bit about software. I couldn't tell you what most of these do, but a lot of smart people here can. So these are some of the software that we use for the various lines of service that we have. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So what we're going to do now is just play you a little video that we had made.
When I come into work every day is one of the most exciting times there is. I'm very passionate about what we do, but I'm most passionate about who I work with.
Here at BFW Markham, we've tried really hard to instill a culture, but when you look at it as a whole, I do believe it's just a continued process of trying to grow as a company, to grow as individuals.
We are looking at the person and who they are and their values. What we have found is that people that we normally arrive at on who to bring on board and to add to our team usually have the same characteristic of just good values to the core, a characteristic of caring professionals.
We expanded in a lot of different directions, and I think that's what, not more people that could do the same thing, but people that could do different things, and what allowed us to grow.
Character and integrity is part of who we are, invaluably important to the company in our pursuit of excellence. And our people relentlessly pursue excellence in their everyday work.
Every single person in this company makes up part of BFW, and we all rely on each other. We're big into helping one another, and when everybody is participating and being part of the team, it just makes it cohesive and it makes it easy for everyone to exceed at this company.
When we've had the opportunity to work in close collaboration, we've been able to come up with solutions that exceed the client's expectations, but ultimately provide what we feel is the best solution for the end user.
It's humbling to recognize that many of the projects that you work on will most likely outlive your own lifespan. And so you're leaving a legacy in the work and in the design that you complete, and you are earnestly hoping and trusting that the generations to come will look and be proud of the foresight that you as an engineer showed, the care that you showed in developing a project and that serves humanity long into the future.
Think of BFW as your way of life, because the work that BFW does is one of the most important assignments any company can do. Think of it like moving from your house to your office. You use a road. You need a safe and reliable transport to go to your office.
It's wanting to do everything the right way, not taking any shortcuts, exceeding their expectations, putting the work first, wanting it to be correct.
When you walk in the door here, you better be switched on. You will be challenged from the moment you walk in the door to the moment you leave. You'll be challenged to adapt, to be flexible, to be able to pivot, to come up with a solution for a problem without your ego getting in the way. It is just the way the day goes here at BFW Market Engineering.
So that's a little bit about our company. And now I will turn it over to Susanna.
Thank you, Lance. I really appreciate it. Lance is a good example of how far we've actually come as an engineering firm and how much opportunity we have and how we can spread that opportunity across the board using, the good internet and Zoom and meetings just like we're doing today. So tell you a little bit about myself. I am the environmental manager here at BFW. I've worked here for about 2 years. Prior to that, I worked for a couple of other environmental firms. I've been doing environmental work for 17 years. It actually wasn't my initial decision to do environmental. And I think that's what I really want to stress to you guys today is kind of having an idea and having a thought process of where you want to go and what you want to do is really going to save you a lot of time and get you on the right career trajectory for going forward. So my history is I started out engineering, actually mechanical engineering, and decided I didn't know if that was really what I wanted to do or not. So I switched and went to Murray State University and got a degree in finance with a math minor. I knew I wanted to do math because I really liked math, but I didn't know kind of what I wanted to do with that. So once I got my finance degree, I went to work in banking, and I actually ended up working for an attorney doing debt collection work, which was very rewarding. I learned a lot doing that, but still didn't think that was exactly the career path that I wanted to take. So I actually obtained a job with an environmental firm and started doing what they call project scheduling, which is basically where you schedule projects, you look at cost loading, man hours, resources, and started doing that. And then it opened up a lot of other doors for me to learn a lot of environmental work, which would have been stormwater sampling, asbestos inspections, mold inspections, lead inspections. And then it goes into a whole other gamut, which involves groundwater sampling, soil sampling, geotechnical work, civil work. So I've been doing that, like I said, for the last 17 years. So while I was doing that, I went back to school and finished my engineering degree. And I've been doing that ever since. So I would say to you guys, one thing that I would, again, make important is if you know what you want to do, that's great, you're on your right path. If you don't know what you want to do, I think it'd be a good idea for people to get out there, do some job shadowing, do some research, because what you don't want to do is go into school and get a degree into something that you may not necessarily like, but you should spend some time up front going through some of those things. So, Harper, I think that's where we're at.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you both. I know I learned a lot. I am not well versed in the engineering space quite as well, but I think BFW sounds like an awesome place to work. I'm looking in the chat and we're a little delayed. So if I see any of those come through, I will direct those. But I had a couple of questions for you all. I always like to ask, just kind of for fun, what were your all's first jobs ever?
So I started work when I was 15, and I started actually working for a little hamburger joint in Paducah called Dariette, and I worked there while I was in school. I think that actually helped me a lot because it taught me discipline to not only have to do school, but to have to show up at a job every day after work as well.
My first job was photography. When I was in 7th grade, my dad decided to start a photography studio, and he grew that business over the years. And so I became a professional photographer around the age of 18, did that while I went to school, and then did that for a career for 20 years before getting into other things.
Very cool. What's something that might be surprising to students about the engineering field, or something that's kind of like a fun fact about what you all do?
Well, I think that maybe a lot of people don't know that when you're doing engineering work, it's not just sitting behind a computer designing things. You end up going out in the field. So one of the things that we do here is wetland work, and a lot of people don't really know a lot about wetlands. So basically, just to summarize that, is when you're getting ready to go out and build a new facility or something of that nature, you can have low-lying areas that hold water, and that the state or the Corps of Engineers will regulate as a waters of the U.S. So in order to be able to permit, you have to go out there and do field assessments. So it's not all just sitting behind your computer. You can actually be wading through water in the woods, trying to do some of your initial inspections before you can even get to the engineering part of it.
Susanna's right. It's the diversity of what you can get involved in. As somebody who doesn't know engineering as a background, doing mostly marketing and business development, that's been the biggest kind of really neat surprise for me. The engineering is involved in everything. Where you're sitting right now, where you're driving, your drinking water, it all involves engineering, and that's been really neat. It's an incredible industry to get involved in. It's very impactful to the community and beneficial for generations.
And one thing I'll add to that too is when you're thinking about engineering, it's like you said, it's across the board. You can do anything from mechanical, civil, structural, environmental. We have landscape architecture where you're actually designing down to, what bushes to plant out front of a building or things of that nature. So it's not, there's a wide range of things that you can go into.
Definitely, and I think that's cool that you all brought Lance on and kind of having the two different perspectives, that you can work for an engineering firm, but you're not necessarily an engineer. I think that's always kind of important to let people know. I guess I'm not seeing any questions come in, so I my last question for you all would just be, what kind of advice do you give to students looking to go into this field or not? Just what kind of advice would you like them to walk away with today?
I think the number one thing that I said, especially in my presentation portion, is that knowing what you want to do is key. Because when I actually went to college, again, I was going and starting with engineering, and then I switched. And when I switched to finance, all of your base classes that you take the first couple of years of school, some of those didn't really transfer over for finance. So I kind of had to start back at ground zero. So it took me longer to get through my schooling because I changed. So knowing what you want to do up front is key in keeping you from having to be in college for years and years. But also, too, we offer internships. We offer job shadowing. We offer a lot of opportunities for kids to come and see kind of what we do and kind of get a feel for what is engineering.
I think naturally, tightening up your math skills and science skills and those sort of things are going to be key if you're interested in this industry. There's going to be those outliers like myself and some others who do marketing and support in that way. But for the most part, if you're interested in being an engineer, you better tighten up all those STEM skills. But also, a key and a difference maker in our firm is not just being good at STEM. It's about soft skills. It's about understanding how to communicate, because you're doing a job, and it's a very technical job, but you're also selling yourself and you're selling the company. So if you can't communicate that, it makes it a lot more difficult to win business.
Great. Yeah, I like that, Susanna, how you said telling people what they want to do. But part of our program that we kind of started on was we want students to see what they don't want to do as well. Yes. Kind of learning through these programs, that kind of thing. We want students to, before they go to college for something or anything, kind of see what they are interested in and all of that, what that entails, but maybe seeing what they're definitely not interested in before they get in the field, that kind of thing. I think that's all the questions we have for you all. I know I learned a lot, so thank you both again so much, and thank you to BFW and for being a part of our program. We really appreciate it, and I hope the students learned something today. So thanks again, Susanna and Lance.
You're most welcome.
And so this concludes our Workforce Wednesday for February 17th. We have another live session coming up next week with St. Elizabeth Healthcare. That'll be on February 24th at 10 a.m. And like I said before, all of our videos are saved on our YouTube and Facebook, and keep looking out for our weekly e-newsletters. And thanks again. Have a good day, everyone.